Hello and welcome to HBM's Crypto Corner for Wednesday, June 5th, 2024. Yes, we are in the month of June already. We have quite a few things to talk about, so let's get started. Mystery, quote unquote, Bigfoot ape hidden inside remote museum can rewrite history books. Exclusive, Yahoo has spoken with the world's top primate experts as debate over the strange creature species grows. When the 200-kilogram animal was first encountered by Congolese villagers, they feared it was a devil or a monster. 6 years on, the chimparilla has eluded classification because the world's top primatologists are split on whether it's a gorilla, chimpanzee, hybrid, or some strange new creature. One conservationist has declared its confounding mystery similar to the legendary North American Bigfoot. Kisangani University's Dr. Casimir Nebase was part of a team that retrieved the chimparilla's lifeless body from a tree and collected it for scientific research in 2018. He had been contacted by villagers who claimed to have killed it in self defense. They told us this animal had made trouble. It destroyed the crops, banana plants, cassava. Then it began to attack the population of this village, he told Yahoo News Australia. And this is the stuffed animal that they confronted. They call it a chimparilla. Now, are they sure this is not a billy ape? That's what I'm wondering. Is this one of the billy apes? Which, of course, made headlines about 2 decades ago. And they are supposed to be a large chimp. They're called lion killers. I don't know for sure. I have no idea. Here's some interesting expert opinions, as it were. Ian Redmond, OBE, field biologist. In terms of identifying this specimen from looking at the photographs, it initially looks to me to be a badly stuffed gorilla. Dr. Cleve Hicks, primatologist. Having looked at a lot of chimps in my life and gorillas as well, it has more of a chimp look to me. Although, of course, there's overlap between small male gorillas and large male chimps. Dr. Casimir Nebase, biologist. We think it was a lost gorilla. We have not seen another one for 6 years. Dr. Anne Ladissois, wildlife biologist. When you see the picture of the carcass and look at the hands, we really think it is a gorilla, but it has never really been decided. Dr. John Hart, field biologist. I think it's a chimp, but it's an interesting story and it's worth more investigation. Adams Kasinga, conservationist, is a cryptic enigma from the heart of the Congo, straddling the blurred lines of gorilla and chimpanzee. Well, I don't know what it is, to be quite honest. Is it a chimpanzee? Is it a gorilla? Now, we know the billy ape lives in the Congo as well, so I thought perhaps it was that. But I guess it's not. And this must be the corpse of it after it was killed. I don't know, guys. I have no idea what this is. I don't think it's a hairy hominoid or hairy hominid as described by witnesses as far as Sasquatch are concerned. But who knows what this is? We really don't know. Here's an interview with the Zellner brothers who created the movie Sasquatch Sunset. Filmmaking brothers David and Nathan Zellner have been obsessed with Bigfoot since childhood, when the elusive woodland creature entered their imaginations. Their lifelong infatuation inspired them to create Sasquatch Sunset, a 90-minute dialogue-free movie about a family of Sasquatch living in the Pacific Northwest forest. The cast is played by Golden Globe nominated Riley Keough, Oscar nominated Jesse Eisenberg, Christoph Zajac-Dinec, and Nathan. Both brothers act, but David isn't in this movie. The characters emote and grunt under heavy prosthetic makeup and fur covered body suits in a mundane yet curious portrayal of everyday life. Just a really interesting interview with the two brothers about their fascination with Sasquatch. So check it out. Do you believe photos of Beast at wait a minute. Photos of Beast and Baby in ADKS goes viral. This is supposed to be a Sasquatch and it's young. There have been a lot of talks recently about UFOs and UAPs, and I'm all in on that stuff, by the way. Bring on the alien intel, but these images of something just as mysterious as aliens, but much more hairy and human like appear, piquing the curiosity of many people. Some say the photos below are of that of Sasquatch, but that's not all. This one is carrying a youngin on its back through a forest in New York State believed to be the Adirondacks. Oh boy. Now we have more photographs coming up. Problem is, photographs are the easiest thing to hoax. And these days, you don't need Photoshop. All you need is AI. And you can hoax a really good photograph that can almost fool somebody. Almost. Now, does the Adirondacks have any Bigfoot? I think it does. But I think this is most likely AI or CGI or Photoshop. It's one of the three. It just doesn't look real to me. Or it could be a person in a costume. Either way, it's a hoax, in my opinion. I think so. Wonder what Steve Coles thinks about this one. I can't wait to hear if he has anything to say about this one. Because that's kind of his area where he researches. One of his areas, I should say. So it should be interesting to hear what his take on this is. Benjamin Radford has written a review of Sasquatch Sunset. The new, slightly notorious Bigfoot film Sasquatch Sunset is divided into four parts, each reflecting a season of the year in the life of a pack of Bigfoot. An older male and female, Nathan Zellner and Riley Keough, and a younger pair, Jesse Eisenberg and Christoph Zajac-Dinec. Writer-director brothers David and Nathan Zellner have, like many people from Bobcat Goldthwait to myself, been long fascinated by the Bigfoot phenomenon. For the first third of the film, or basically the first act, I wasn't sure whether or not the setting was North America or even modern day. Sasquatch in Canada or Bigfoot in America are distinctly Western creatures, or arguably creations, though it could plausibly have taken place millennia ago in any forested area. Eventually, we do see signs of humans, paved roads, logging markers, and tents, for example. Each encounter elicits varied reactions. They rifle curiously through a campsite looking for food and toying with gear, while their discovery of a road is far more excretory in nature. The oldest Bigfoot was seen by appearances to be at least 30 years old, and it's not clear how they had never before encountered a road over their previous decades of roaming and foraging. But whatever. The movie correctly depicts some common Bigfoot tropes and alleged evidence, including the reported behavior of beating on trees and howling to communicate. We also see them burying their dead, which is often offered as a convenient excuse by Bigfoot believers when asked to explain why no Sasquatch bones or skeletons have been found. Now remember, this is coming from a skeptic, Benjamin Radford is a skeptic, so he's going to say things like that. I don't begrudge him that. I mean, if that's his opinion, then allow him to have that opinion, right? But the rest of the article is pretty interesting. It's an interesting review. Here's a photograph of Nathan Zellner in New York City in Central Park dressed as a Sasquatch. But it's an interesting article, so check it out. Video: Tiger sighting reported in Cincinnati.
People talking today, police searched the area around the Cincinnati Zoo after reports of a possible tiger sighting.
Now, so far, no sign of a tiger. WLWT News 5's morning anchor Megan Mitchell has more on the search.
Cincinnati police deal with a lot in the early morning hours, but this particular call created quite the uproar. An overnight call.
Call the zoo and see if they've lost Tiger.
For Cincinnati police, as they worked for more than an hour to find an apparent tiger near UC's campus.
Let's send officers over in the area and see if we can get eyes on a tiger.
Dispatch received a call around 3 a.m. from someone saying they saw a tiger near Burnett Woods. Police then met up with the caller, who laid out the direction it was headed, saying it was going towards the University of Cincinnati's Crosley Tower.
Witness sounds credible. She described a tiger. She works here. She's 29 years old. She's not on drugs. She's sober. It's sounding credible so far.
Police worked with the Cincinnati Zoo just a few blocks away and confirmed both tigers were accounted for in their exhibit. Cincinnati police searched for 90 minutes. They were instructed to not get out of their vehicles and used drone technology to try and locate the animal. Around 4:30, police then called off that search, and no tiger was ever found. Megan Mitchell, WLWT News 5.
Well, some Cincinnati City Council members
Interesting. Now, if it didn't come from the zoo, then where did it come from? Seems like nobody knows. It's interesting. Could it have wandered perhaps into the Cincinnati area from, let's say, a preserve of some sort or an enclosure many miles away? That's entirely possible. It could have been wandering for, goodness, weeks, maybe months. Now, this says multiple residents reported seeing this loose tiger wandering down a road, but an hours-long search for the animal turned up no sign of the phantom big cat. So, if you see a tiger in Cincinnati, don't approach it, but call wildlife officials or call the cops. One, let them handle it. I wouldn't recommend an average citizen trying to capture this tiger themselves. That's just asking for trouble. Massive Nessie search yields peculiar photograph and mysterious sound. Hundreds of people gathered at Loch Ness over the weekend for a massive monster hunt that wound up yielding a peculiar photograph of an aquatic anomaly, as well as a rather mysterious sound emanating from the waters of the famed Scottish site. Dubbed the Quest 2024, the sizable search was organized by the Loch Ness Center Tourist Attraction in conjunction with the Loch Ness Exploration Research Group. Held on the 90th anniversary of the first official hunt for the famed monster, this year's event was a sequel to a similar gathering that took place last summer and was unfortunately hampered by treacherous downpours. Fortunately, the 2024 installment of The Quest reportedly featured far better weather and in turn a tremendous turnout of volunteers who lined Loch Ness in the hopes of catching a glimpse of the legendary cryptid said to reside there. Of the hundreds of people who joined in on the hunt, an 11-year-old girl named Evelyn Murphy stole the proverbial show when she snapped a photo seen below of a puzzling anomaly that appeared to break the surface of the water. Meanwhile, researchers using a hydrophone to scan the waters of Loch Ness for unusual sounds picked up a puzzling 10-second long noise that has been described as a rhythmic pulse. And this is the photograph. Exciting news for Nessie fans. Search for Loch Ness Monster captures unexplained noise and quote-unquote sighting photo. Interesting. Quite fascinating. I guess we'll have to wait and see what develops from all this. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. From Sharon A. Hill, who is also a skeptic, location and imagination equals quote unquote cryptid. Today I'm making some general observations on the subject of strange animal sightings. I recently visited Lake Champlain and am convinced that many sightings of Champ the lake monster were logs or other mundane objects or animals. There are no cryptids there. Are you so sure of that, Miss Hill? Are you so sure? Are you so certain? Are you, as Yoda would say? But there is a granite marker and a friendly looking fiberglass Champ depiction at Perkins Pier in Burlington, Vermont. Champ is stylized as a huge dragon-like sea serpent. It's the mascot of the lake and the local baseball team. I can't help but love this, but at the same time be frustrated by the remaining trend to suggest Champ is a prehistoric reptile or rare animal. The legend is sustained by the location and people's sense of imagination. Well, skeptics don't always know everything. Sometimes they seem to think they do, but in my opinion, they don't. I respect Miss Hill's right to her opinion, but her opinion is wrong. But I respect her right to her opinion. But what was it Renee Hinden once said? Everybody has a right to their own opinion, but no one has a right to be wrong about the facts. Without the facts, your opinion is of no value. And that's true. That's very true. Finally, we have a cryptid passing to report on. Richard Ellis, 86, passes away and embraced cryptozoology. Richard Ellis, who often found himself quoted on cryptozoology reality programming, passed away. Richard Ellis was an American marine biologist, author, and illustrator. He was a research associate in the American Museum of Natural History's Division of Paleontology, special advisor to the American Cetacean Society, and a member of the Explorers Club. Despite no formal training in marine biology, painting, or writing, his paintings have been exhibited in galleries and museums around the world. His murals can be seen in the Denver Museum of Natural History, the New Bedford Whaling Museum in Massachusetts, and Whale World, a museum in Albany, Western Australia. He has authored and illustrated more than 24 books on marine life. The New York Times on May 30th 2024 noted Michael S. Rosenwald, Richard Ellis, a polymath of marine life whose paintings, books, and museum installations, especially the life-size blue whale at the American Museum of Natural History in New York, reveal the beauty and the wonders of the ocean, passed away on May 21st in Norwood, New Jersey. He was 86. His daughter Elizabeth Ellis says that the cause of his death in an assisted living facility was cardiac arrest. Now, he had interest in cryptozoology, which began with 1976 discoveries of the first megamouth shark. He had just published the Book of Sharks when the new shark was discovered in Hawaiian waters. As soon as he heard about the founding of the now defunct International Society of Cryptozoology from the shark researcher and cryptozoologist Eugenie Clark, Ellis joined. His two most cryptozoological books are Monsters of the Sea, 1994, and The Search for the Giant Squid, 1998. They appeared in several editions. So, R.I.P. Richard Ellis. And that's going to do it for this week. We want to thank you very much for tuning in. You guys are the heart of the show. I always say that, but I always mean it. I'll continue to do this as long as you guys want me to. And hey, until 2 weeks from now, y'all be good or be good at it. This is HBM's Crypto Corner.